learn why Herbalife is going to collapse. And that's a pretty strong statement, but the company is clearly panicking. They know what we have.
But in a couple times in our history, we come across a company we think is causing harm, operating illegally.
Hello, I'm Michael Johnson, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Herbalife.
Many immigrants migrate here for a better life. And if people want to prey on their lack of knowledge on finances, I find that despicable.
Uttering Herbalife outside of financial circles sparks a twinkle in bloodshot eyes and a stoner's signature smirk. For Pershing Square founder and CEO Bill Ackman, grins devolve into grimaces. Ackman got smoked on a short position against the nutritional supplements and weight loss shakes company. The well-publicized story started in 2012. Bill Ackman publicly declared that he's shorting Herbalife to the tune of $1 billion. The fight between Bill Ackman and Herbalife escalated quicker than the brawl between Ron Burgundy and KQHS Channel 9. Rather than killing a guy, Ackman ran a PowerPoint presentation. In a move that likely summons repressed academic demons for many viewers, Ackman delivered a scathing 342-slide presentation at the 2012 SON conference event, located in Manhattan. During the Tolstoy-lengthened takedown full of war and void of peace, Ackman articulated why he believes Herbalife is a pyramid scheme that targets lower-income individuals, particularly from the Hispanic population. You have to register these clubs. You had to, up until very recently, say it was a Club 100 club. Club 100 is one of these systemized training programs. They're sold as an education program, Ackman explained to CNN's Christina Aleski. People get a university degree for finishing the program, but finishing the program means you, your family members, and your closest friends, your circle of influence as they call it, have spent $3,000 over 3 months buying a very large buying effect 600-700 chicks, so it's a mini pyramid scheme within Herbalife. He continued, "How long does it take you to learn to take 2 scoops of a white powder, put it in a blender, and put water in? It doesn't take very long, right?" The company put out its own rules saying that a distributor can't spend more than 2 hours learning that, and unpaid right people are spending months training. Right, what is training? It's recruiting. Although the dirty wreckage flows beneath the scrupulous surface, the alleged scheme started at the top. In the same CNN interview, Ackman alleged that a Herbalife distributor in Mexico conjured the idea. Per conference call transcripts, management implemented the idea into action upon successfully applying it in Mexico and the unnamed distributor's US area. Ackman figured the alleged pyramid scheme would find a federal fate closer to Gomorrah than Geyser. He said that regulators, specifically the Federal Trade Commission, would be induced to investigate and shut down Herbalife. As such, Ackman enacted his now infamous $1 billion short, setting a target of $0. While the move raises skeptic eyebrows, Ackman quelled shady concerns by promising to donate all proceeds from the deal to his charity, Pershing Square Foundation. Initially, the high-risk, high-moral gamble paid. Once Ackman announced his Herbalife short, share price fell 12.14%. closing at $37.34 a share. After the presentation, the stock price resumed its descent, dropping 9.75% to close at $33.70 a share. Ackman fired the first salvo with wounding accuracy, but many high-profile stock slingers came gunning for him. Legendary investor, who Bill Ackman's father suggested Bill work for after getting his MBA at Harvard, George Soros, held a long position with Herbalife. Heyman Capital Management founder Kyle Bass and former Duquesne Capital president Stanley Druckenmiller also dissented from Ackman's spirited opinion, holding long positions with Herbalife. Third Point's Daniel Loeb added fuel to the long-standing heated tension with Ackman by making a $50 million profit off a long position on Herbalife. These opponents in the Herbalife billionaire battle were tune-ups compared to undisputed Herbalife heavyweight hard feelings champion Carl Icahn. In 2013, Ackman and Icahn verbally sparred in a telephone interview that suited World Wrestling Entertainment more appropriately than CNBC. The scintillating smackdown featuring quips such as Icahn stating, "Ackman is like a crybaby in the schoolyard. I went to a tough school in Queens, you know, and they used to beat up the little Jewish boys. He was like one of the little Jewish boys crying. Ackman retorted he wouldn't invest with Icahn if Icahn was the last person on earth. The segment didn't devolve into physical blows, but Icahn knocked out Ackman from a financial standpoint. Shortly after Ackman went short, Icahn increased his holdings in Herbalife, confidently proclaiming Ackman would become the mother of all short squeezes. Sure enough, the share snake slithered towards Ackman and squeezed him tighter than any boa constrictor. Within a year, Ackman's presentation pyramid scheme thesis, shares of Herbalife skyrocketed 122%. After nearly $400 million spiraled down the drain of defeat, Ackman repositioned his $1 billion short by swapping more than 40% of the equity short position for put options in an effort to mitigate non-systematic risk. One risk he was not willing to take was waving the white flag. He declared he would fight Herbalife to the ends of the earth. The purely green financial world differs from the blue and green world. The beginning of the end for Ackman versus Herbalife came when PricewaterhouseCoopers completed its re-audit of Herbalife's 2011, 2012, and 2013 financial statement. No material changes were made. Herbalife stock subsequently surged in share price again. Regardless, Ackman wasn't gone with the winds of change. Frankly, he didn't give a damn. It is not the role of Herbalife's auditor to determine if the company is a pyramid scheme, Pershing Square said in a reactionary statement. Rather, that determination depends on whether distributors earn more from recruiting new distributors than from retail sales to consumers who are not distributors. The few Herbalife distributors that make money earn the vast majority of their profits from recruiting. Herbalife is a pyramid scheme that will be shut down by regulators. Although a complete shutdown didn't materialize, Ackman finally achieved somewhat of a tainted victory in his war in 2016. Herbalife paid $200 million for consumer redress and fundamentally restructured its operation, publicly declaring it would disallow rewarding compensation for recruiting referrals instead of sales. The FTC complained Herbalife, in fact, deceived consumers into believing they could earn substantial money selling diet, nutritional supplement, and personal care products. That said, the FTC did not agree Herbalife was a pyramid scheme, avoiding the phrase or Ponzi in its formal findings and refusing to prosecute as such. Even today, Herbalife avoids widespread prosecution by operating as a multi-level marketing business. Herbalife doesn't sell product in stores. It sells through a distribution network of over 3 million people who have voluntarily signed up to sell the product on their own. The way the business is structured, these people can make more money by signing up other people to be Herbalife distributors. There lies the ultimate question. Is Herbalife selling to consumers who willingly want the products for the buyer's own use? A 2013 Nielsen study found that approximately 7.9 million American customers in the general population bought Herbalife products. The company juxtaposes that figure against Herbalife's 550,000 member distribution network to make the case that Herbalife overwhelmingly sells to customers for their own personal usage. Opponents retort, tell that to a judge. Ackman elected to tell his story to the small screen, betting on Zero, released in 2017. The documentary recapped and analyzed Ackman's short against Herbalife. The documentary's release and promotion spurred an ugly positioning joust, with Herbalife even buying an ad slot on Google's search engine to refute the documentary. Although Herbalife would rate it at 0, critics lauded the documentary with praise. Betting on Zero holds a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and director Ted Braun was nominated for Best Documentary Screenplay by the Writers Guild of America. As we know, 3 years later, when the credits rolled on the Ackman vs. Herbalife Hollywood-esque story, his bet on Zero was a bust. In 2017, Herbalife stock went up 51%. In response, closed his direct short position on Herbalife stock and opened a large position in put options, allowing him to limit the risk of the trade to 3% of Pershing Square's total capital that November. By that point, he had lost $455 million paper dollars on the short, according to Business Insider. 3 months later, Ackman dumped Herbalife entirely. Ackman regained cordial relations with Ackman after burying the hatchet, but certainly excited Herbalife at a massive loss. Although the exact amount is unknown, there is no doubt that Ackman lost an unfathomable amount of money on his short. Hopefully after watching this video, you don't feel you've lost the equivalent value in your time. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Stay safe, especially with shorts, and smart everyone.